So I'm from Denmark, and Denmark kind of went in lockdown a couple of weeks before England did, and they started shutting down the borders, which means pretty much all like plane activity has been it's not happening. And this happened at a point where the university hadn't shut down yet. So I was kind of faced between this choice of, do I stay here and finish my degree and like follow what the British government is saying, or do I go home and potentially end up missing really important things? And after a lot of thoughts, pros and cons, I decided that it was better for me to stay in England. If I were to travel home, I would have to take like 3 trains, then a plane, and then you get from the airport to my home in Denmark, and it would just be a lot of traveling, and it would put me in a lot more risk. Now I did find this a little strange because obviously when you hear all these warnings and all these like extreme measures that are obviously very necessary but also very foreign to us happening all around us, you kind of like get in a panic mode and you're like, oh, I want to be with my family. And the way that I made myself feel better about my decision to stay here was to go through that logical process. Like, if I were to go home, would it benefit me and would it benefit my family? Because at the end of the day, I would bring more risk with me because of all the traveling. And I can't really do anything if they get ill. If you are also going through that and can't be with family or people you love right now, I would really like advise yourself to sit down and look at the pros and cons and figure out the logical reason of why it's like this, because that definitely helped put my mind at ease a lot. Now, of course, I do miss my family a lot, but there are ways that I can stay in contact with them. And I think it's really important to kind of acknowledge that we probably do need more communication right now. I found that talking to them more definitely helps. Just little daily check-ins, like, how are you doing? What's going on where you are? But also like fun activities. Like my mom and I have started doing this Netflix party thing, which is an app you can get for Chrome, and then you can watch Netflix together, and there's a little chat that opens up so you can chat and you can watch along as if you're in the same room. Another thing I've spoken to my dad about is we're trying to figure out which type of board games you can play through Skype. Just simple things like Ludo or card games, so we can still like have family time and hang out. Now there's also been a lot of talk about like various corona routines of like, oh, I'm gonna get my life in order, I'm gonna do all these things, and I'm one of those people where, because I am, stressing about the situation, missing my family, I'm definitely not feeling more productive. So I think it's very important to kind of check in with yourself and recognize what this entire situation is doing to your mind, and to then kind of just cut yourself some slack. For me, I decided that I'm gonna do one thing of cleaning, one thing of work, one thing of creativity, and one thing of like exercise a day. And the reason I chose the measurement of thing is because it's not a set thing. It kind of depends on how I'm doing. But just so you have like a measurement of like you still got things done, and you put into your mind that these are the things I want to get done throughout the day, but without setting yourself like ridiculous and very demanding goals. Because I think one of the important things about this is just acknowledging that this isn't normal and nobody's feeling normal, and everyone's going a little stir crazy. Everyone is probably a little more stressed and worrying a bit more than usual, and that's okay. So just be kind to yourself and let yourself take that time to relax and do things that make you feel good without having to worry about being productive, because everything is kind of at a standstill right now. So you should let your brain like take that standstill as well. Obviously, still make sure that you have time to do your assignments and stuff like that, but there's no reason to beat yourself up over not being like at 110% productivity, because it's just not that possible right now. And I wrote down in my notes to indulge in weirdness, because times are weird right now. So if you want to like dress up in like Halloween costumes or like really fancy clothing each day, do it. You're not going anywhere. Have fun. Make these little like fun breaks in your day of getting to indulge in things that you wouldn't do on like a regular Tuesday, because it's not a regular Tuesday. You can turn it into a fun Tuesday. Until this is over, just stay safe and try and stay positive and be kind to yourself. Bye!